Why does everyone in the Big Ten become Iowa?
Everything evolves to eventually become a crab.
Ryan Day wanted the crab fight.
This team has two claws and it wants to snip at you with them.
He will play like the crab if he feels threatened.
First round of the college football playoff has arrived. Alabama plays at Oklahoma in our first game. Alabama won 34-24, overcoming a 17-0, or not 17-0, but 17-point first quarter deficit. This was a vindication for our TikTok. So, Josh, you have the most visibility on that. I need you to talk about that first.
When John was talking about the Oklahoma take that he had where he's like, this team's not that good. Let's be adults about this. I posted it. I thought it was funny that he said they barely beat Auburn. And I posted that to the Auburn Reddit. Oklahoma fans found it. I don't know how. And they dogpiled. 18 likes on that TikTok, 74 comments. I've never been ratioed like that before. And social media is one thing. You don't want to let social media ruin your life. But I felt a certain way about that. I'm like, why are you coming after my guy? Like I was just in the clip like laughing. But I'm like, everyone's calling John an idiot. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, no. So after they lost, I waited until I think it was the second missed field goal where I'm like, let's go back and like some stuff. You're a moron. Anybody has a podcast mic. Podcast mics are too fucking cheap. Well, guess what? Sometimes the truth is being spoken into them. So pay attention. In the point of Oklahoma had a good defense, overall deserved to be there because they won all their games, but then did not have an offense. And even in this game, they were able to move the ball at times, and they started fast, and they built up a lead. I'm like, that's everything you want to do. But instead of getting a pick six that helps you win against a team that was favored against you, you give up a pick six and bury yourself and allow a decent team back in the game and then lose the first home playoff game. You're not alone, but you will always be the first.
Oklahoma's offense acquitted itself a lot better than I expected in this game. I will say that. That's small small praise for your Oklahoma fans that are probably not very pleased about this, but I mean really they shouldn't be eliminated. The committee should put them back in the next round because they're 1-1 against Bama. They should get another chance. I think that's the fair outcome.
That's right. Bama lost to Georgia and beat Georgia, and they got to play on. So
Damn right.
It's not Oklahoma's fault that Bama's on the schedule twice.
Right, exactly. Talk about like a masterclass in shitting a game away though from Oklahoma. I mean, it was when they were up 17 and they had the like two play sequence of the third down that Mateer scrambles out and lobs it to a running back downfield who's wide open and he just drops it. It was a little bit past him, but hit your hands, man. I know you're a running back. You got to catch that. That should have been seven. And then immediately after that, the punter doing like the stupidest thing I've ever seen a punter do, where you just fully drop the ball. Like that was crazy. What? How? I mean, I know we don't exactly have that much reach, but like, could a punter like get in our comments and tell us what the fuck happened there? Like, because it wasn't a bad snap. It wasn't. I don't even know what to say about it. You
Yeah,
just dropped it.
He just fucked up. Like
A
there's
moment
no
too
there's
big.
nothing
I don't
deeper.
know.
He just completely fucked. Okay. I
But
gotta
that was a
say
10-point swing right there for
yeah.
Bama. I mean, it was only 10 because Bama got a field goal out of that drive, but they probably should have gotten a touchdown. But that's 10 points right there, and you lost by 10.
Yeah, this is a Oklahoma team that definitely beat itself. It's okay, so I'll be the first to admit I was the only person on this podcast who picked Oklahoma, and I picked them because I thought they had the better special teams, which did not at all materialize in this game. Their All-American kicker misses two field goals. They
Didn't
have a
he win the
block.
Groza already?
Yes, yes. I think yes, yeah, literally, he was the best kicker in the country. He missed two field goals, one of which was a chip shot. They have the block punt. Interestingly enough, both offenses scored way more than I think anyone expected, like
For
far more
sure.
productive. And it's weird because I didn't even feel like Oklahoma's defense like let them down or anything. Um,
No,
you know,
I think that's what I think. I mean, like all the Oklahoma lost this game, sure, but they can at least say, well, besides special teams, offense and defense played like themselves. Like this was the team I expected to show up, and I they played well enough to win, except for maybe this third phase. Like that's how they got here. Like that's how they beat Bama the first time. So I don't know. It sucks to suck, but that's the problem with elimination game. Like you can just a punter could. How many times does a punter practice that? And this is the one time he just drops the ball a little too far out in front of his foot. Like, how many punts have you done that? Like, that's unfortunate, honestly.
I will say John Mateer should be ashamed of himself. Like
Oh,
like
okay.
no, like let's be real. Like you said it. You nailed it. You were like, I don't trust John Mateer to be a responsible adult and not throw a pick six or do something stupid. If he just doesn't throw the pick six, Oklahoma probably wins this game. If he just doesn't overthrow wide open receivers a handful of times, Oklahoma probably wins this game. If he doesn't scramble into, I want to say 2, 3 sacks, Oklahoma probably wins this game. On the flip side, Ty Simpson played a much better game, handled the pressure very well. I don't want to say like Alabama played amazing because offensively they did exactly what they always do, which is like they couldn't run the ball. They had Jam Miller back, still couldn't run the ball. They had the quick passing game and they had good receivers and they like made it happen, but I don't know how much this projects well for Alabama in the next round, but like, they did it this round, good for them. Um I just say yeah, like Mateer threw the game. Like that one pick six was horrible. Like horrible. Yeah, I'm just like speechless how bad he played.
So we'll probably never get an actual answer on this, but I'm interested to know like that pick six was an obvious miscommunication to me. I want to know who was right. Was the receiver right for breaking up field, or was John Mateer right for throwing it behind it? Like, was it supposed to be a curl, or was it an option route that they just didn't have the communication on? I mean, at the end of the day, it's John Mateer who threw the ball, but like, it was just so bad.
Yeah, and yeah, after the play he was like yelling at his receiver. So like I assume he was actually, you know what? I have no idea who's right. I'll just say this. Yeah, somebody was wrong. And it's sad because the offensive coordinator, God, what's his name? Arbuckle? Is it
Arbuckle,
Arbuckle?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Arbuckle.
Yeah, I thought he called a great game. Like, frankly, with this offense to be that productive and convert as many third downs as they were, like he was nailing it. Um, okay, you know what? We should talk about the Alabama side of the ball, which is like, first of all, I thought they Ty Simpson took a lot more shots on those 50-50 balls and trusted his receivers.
That was the big difference for me. Alabama's offense was struggling at different points this year, especially the back half. And I felt like they had no chance to have like explosive plays unless it's Ryan Williams pirouetting. And that's just not going to happen every week. And when they had Horton in the Georgia game the other time, no, not the Georgia game, a different game. Sorry, against Auburn. Uh, they got him in all these gadget plays and like had to manufacture offense in ways that just like is so coordinator involved. But Simpson had a chance to take some big shots, and his receivers rewarded him for it. Like there's the philosophy that like when you throw the ball, like so many bad things can happen, only one of them good. But like sometimes that good thing is worth the risk, especially when you're playing against a team that has an advantage on you on that side of the ball, and you've already lost to them, and you're on the road, and you're down 17. Fuck it. You need this yards. You need to be efficient. Give yourself a chance to win. As soon as you start playing scared, that's when you've lost.
For sure. And also, I think one of the things that Alabama did in the second half that enabled Ty Simpson to do better was they just started going five wide, which like super light in the backfield. And I admittedly, that exposes yourself to a very potent Oklahoma pass rush, but I think it simplified the game in terms of like where the blitz was coming from. And I think they trusted Ty Simpson to handle it, and he did. So like, that's definitely something that projects well is him kind of getting back on track. But you know, um, that's yeah. I kind of feel bad for Brent Venables because I'm like I don't know if he called anything wrong like from a head coaching perspective.
I
Do
have
you have
one wrong
something?
thing he did.
Okay.
You punted down 10 with 6 minutes left.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
it worked. You got to stop after the punt. It was a three and out. Like, it worked, but bad process. Come on.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. But his defense did just like immediately get the stop. So yeah, he
I
was
mean, it
vindicated.
was 4th and 16, so in your own territory. So, but still, like you
Yeah.
need at least a touchdown to win.
Yeah, yeah. Either way, Oklahoma, you can't really be disappointed in this season. I feel like this was exactly the level of team you were, and you got exactly the result. Probably on the upper bound of like the possibilities of this season. This was like, I want to say an 8-9 win team that got 10 wins and got a playoff game and had
Yeah.
like a proof of concept for like your program to get back on track. So still a
Yeah.
good year.
I mean, I'm sure Mateer's got eligibility left. Everyone's got like 17 years to play around with. So like bring him back, try to load up on offensive talent and just keep doing the same thing on defense and you could be nasty next year.
Do you
Yeah,
want to bring Mateer back? I mean, he was
that's a
pretty good.
I don't
I
think I'd
mean,
want him
I mean,
back.
do you spin the roulette wheel again? Like you could get Jackson Arnold.
Yeah,
oh, like
Like literally, Oklahoma had Jackson Arnold.
yeah, I mean, I guess if that's how you think, I'm like, well, you recruit these guys, right? Like, just develop somebody and then put them, like, all right, whatever.
I
But
think
that's a
I
good
think
point.
I
That's a
think
good
Michael
point.
Hawkins is still on their team. I think he redshirted this year. So like, yeah, maybe you say, hey, Mateer, money line, get out of here, and we'll go with Michael Hawkins.
I liked Hawkins, but yeah, he's a
I don't
worse
know. Either
thrower,
way,
probably. Yeah. Either way,
Very
Bama,
disrespectful way to talk about a playoff starter, but I get it.
a playoff starter is not really the accolade you'd like to
A
hear about your.
playoff start. Hey, James Franklin was a playoff head coach.
Yeah.
damn right.
John Mateer
Either.
was a playoff starter. He won 10 games. He won in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, he won. Yes.
That's right. That's right.
Anyway, yeah, Alabama moves on to the next round to face Indiana. Next game was Miami at Texas A&M. Miami wins 10-3 in a rock fight. Kind of the opposite score. You would think 34-24 was the Miami A&M score and 10-3
I
would
was
be
so
the
ready for it.
Alabama Oklahoma score. But yes, Miami wins on the road in a rock fight. Once again, a home team falls in the first round, setting a weird precedent. And can I just say, I was right. I picked Miami. I'm proud. I was the one guy who picked Miami. Yeah, I'm 1-1. I also picked Oklahoma, so but still, I want to say I was right at least because I said that Marcel Reed would play worse than Carson Beck, and that was kind of true. Um,
Oh, it was true. They didn't ask Carson Beck to do anything in this game. There was a 3rd and 6 where they called a screen 2 yards behind the line. I'm like, they're really not going to let Carson Beck screw this up for them. They're like, we will play up to a baseball score if it means you don't fuck this up for everybody. So I think like Marcel Reed again had to make chances. You called it on the dime. Like he had to make plays because that's what the offense is. Like it's getting the ball to their receivers, getting them yak in unconventional ways with Marcel Reed like improvising. And you can't do that the entire. It's the playoffs, you know.
I really appreciated how right after Miami scored their touchdown, or right before they scored their touchdown, when we all thought it was going to be a field goal, you texted our group chat and you said, "Man, after this Miami score, I can't wait for Marcel Reed to just immediately throw a pick and end the game." And it wasn't immediately, but it was exactly what happened.
Can I say also this was kind of a Cristobal classic in that he did win, and his the talent on the roster that he recruited showed out. But also he did mismanage the game in that he had the ball 3-3 in field goal range to milk the clock to just kick a field goal to win. He immediately scored, and then the other team was at their goal line to tie the game. He almost mismanaged this game into a overtime potential
You know,
game. Just saying.
I saw people talking about that, and I'm not so sure. That kicker was not doing anything for them that day. How
True,
many
true,
kicks did he
true.
miss? Like
Dude, yeah, I mean Miami's kicker was the
Two,
better kicker and
three.
missed twice, I want to say. Two or three times.
you got a blocked kick, a missed kick, one kick that never had a chance. Like I was shocked that it did go through on
Can
kick number 4 or whatever.
can we point out that special teams is like a pretty broad theme of the first round of the playoffs so far? Miami and A&M, their kickers are just like mentally exploding out there. Like Oklahoma, mentally exploding out there. These poor children just dying out there.
And they
I don't
do
know. I
have
mean,
the babiest faces. It's so sad.
Sorry,
I
what were
don't
you
know
saying?
what I don't know what the actual wind was in A&M, but it looked really windy. So,
No, it was
take
severe.
a little heat off the kickers. Um, I actually thought Mario called a pretty good game up until the very end when he gave A&M a chance because he recognized that it was a rock fight very quickly and was like, okay, this is going to be a punt game. This is, and sometimes you gotta get down in the bucket and be a crab and be Iowa. Like
Yeah,
it
yeah,
happens sometimes, and Mario knew that that's what it was. So I'll give him credit there.
and credit to Miami that they they had the run game and they didn't go away from it when it mattered. Like the biggest plays of their offense were runs, and that made
Yep.
all the difference. A&M, I mean, did you guys feel like A&M offensively was just doing too much? Like if they had just run the ball a little bit more, like 10% more, I feel like they could have produced a lot more points in this game.
I mean, it definitely felt weird that they threw the ball a significantly more than they ran the ball. And I mean, when you account for pass calls that Marcel had to scramble out of, like, yeah, technically that's a run play, but like for the type of game it was, why are you trying to throw the ball 45 times, 50 times? Like,
Yeah, and from a yardage perspective, A&M, well, it might be close. I would assume A&M outgained them because A&M's offense was moving the ball better than Miami's offense. I want to
yes,
say,
they did
right?
outgain them.
Yeah. So what was the yardage totals if you have that handy?
278 to 326.
Okay. Yeah. So a little
Jesus
closer than I
Christ,
thought.
Miami was 3 for 12 on third down. They probably lost, right?
Yeah, it's weird too because it's like both special teams sucked. Both defenses were good. Both offenses sucked. So it was just the run game and the one quarterback was asked to do more and made more mistakes as a result, pretty much. If you're Texas A&M, do you feel good about this season?
No, you can't.
No. You had no your thrilling comeback win was against South Carolina. You lost the big rivalry game Everyone, like one graphic defines their whole season, and it's the SEC standings with a firm line right above like all the losers in the conference that was their entire conference schedule. And then the one loss to Texas. I almost called them Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to make 11 and 2 seem like 8 and 4, but the Aggies found a way. Like 11 and 1, you're in the driver's seat in the SEC all year. You lose the one game to the team you hate the most that keeps you out of the conference championship. You get a home playoff game and you score 3 points and lose. I mean, that's got to be brutal.
I don't know. I'm just surprised that we've seen home losses in the playoff. I really didn't like last year felt so firm, and I know this seating has changed a little bit, but it's still like it's so hard to go on the road and win a big game in a big environment when all the chips are on the table. And to see two teams that found a way to do it by being more composed than the home team, I I'm just surprised. Narratively, that's just not how I think about like an advantage working for or against a team, especially when things were on a razor's edge. Like this wasn't like the Oregon JMU game we'll talk about. Like it was like a couple drives that were back and forth that was just like a matter of like time had not passed yet. But in these games, into the fourth quarter, there were many chances for like somebody to utterly fuck it up. And all that blame goes to the third phase, special teams. And that's shocking. I didn't think that would happen. I didn't think the playoff would be like balanced enough for that to matter. I thought we'd see more like outclassing. Like you can have a rematch like we did with Alabama, Oklahoma. I thought somebody would fall, just like not be ready for the moment. And when Oklahoma's up 17-0, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like we're still learning with this new format.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's such a small sample. We have 8 total games of home playoff games.
yeah. I mean, and admittedly, the two upsets were with the two matchups that were like legitimately like coin flip games. I thought picking, Miami and Alabama were like on the other sides of those coin flips. But Miami wins 10-3. They find a way and they're advancing to the Cotton Bowl to play Ohio State. The next game was Tulane at Ole Miss. Ole Miss won 41-10. And honestly, the score the score makes it seem closer than even that. I think Tulane kind of hung tough for a second there. Um, they settled for a field goal that one time. Like I don't have many notes other than I think I just they didn't stand a chance, did they? Did we learn anything in this game?
I think we were so fascinated by the American Conference because there was South Florida, there was Navy, there was Tulane the entire time. And
North Texas, come on.
yeah, exactly. Like all these coaches and all these programs that were really talented. And I think the fact that there was no perfect team to come out of the conference because there were so many good programs coming out, I think that just shows that every year is a little different. Like you're not gonna have not every group of five team is gonna have Ashton Genty on it, where you feel like, okay, this is a generational prospect, and we're like they have a chance as long as he's healthy. Like you're just gonna have good programs that are coached very smartly. I don't know that know how to win games, and that can only get you so far when you're on the road in a playoff game.
Yeah. I was impressed by how Tulane was able to move the ball but they were only able to do it like between the 20s the entire game. Once they got down into like the Ole Miss 30, 35 yard line, they just couldn't do anything. I mean, it, I guess you could kind of expect something like that to happen, but like when I see a score like this, I don't expect to see like the team yards to be relatively close. Like Tulane was actually better than Ole Miss on third down, but Ole Miss just didn't have very many third downs. Like,
Canadian
Yeah,
football, dude.
yeah. It was a little game scripty in that Ole Miss just immediately jumped out to that start, which was the last thing Tulane could afford to do. Because going into half, Tulane kind of was hanging tough. They had that bad start and they kind of scraped their way back into the game, and then
they
yeah.
only let Ole Miss score a field goal in the second quarter. It was 17-3 at half. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean they were hanging around for a minute, but I mean the only big notes for me are like, well, Trinidad Chambliss, he got hurt. He ended up playing. He got hurt before the end of the first half. I don't think it's anything serious. Ole Miss's running back, I forgot his name. He's also
Elon
hurt.
Lacey.
I don't know what the status of his injury is. Do you? No. Either way, that's definitely notable. The Pete Golding piece. I thought he called a very good game. I didn't see any issues. So, I have no idea.
He's 4 points worse than Lane Kiffin
Yes.
because
Yeah.
that game was 45 to 10, right? This is 41 to 10. So
Yeah. To be fair, like I like Pete Golding. Like I think he is like a very good coach. I mean, he was Saban's golden boy to like be like he was a really young DC to be a Saban DC at Alabama. And I think had he like not had it like he had an arrest or something. He had something happen. Um,
DUIs.
yeah, it
I
was
don't know if
something.
it's plural. DUI. Definitely
Yeah,
one, maybe more.
yeah, which led to him
Allegedly.
like losing that gig, and now he's at Ole Miss. But I mean, from a talent, from a coaching talent perspective, he's very young and very good.
You said it like he was in purgatory. Like he made his mistakes and now he's in Ole Miss. Like,
I mean,
I mean,
it is a
It's
downgrade.
what
Let's
Lane Kiffin did. I mean,
Anyway, yeah, Ole Miss advances to the Sugar Bowl to play Georgia, and that brings us to our last first round playoff game, which was James Madison at Oregon. Oregon won 51 to 34, and I had written down one note, which was better than I thought.
yeah,
yeah.
there's some garbage time in there, but
I mean, I apparently very stupidly went to bed at halftime because it was 34 to 3. And I was like, well, this sucks. I'm gonna go to sleep.
I'll give JMU this. They came out and they're like, we are the underdog. We are gonna do trick plays. We're gonna do weird stuff during kickoffs. We're gonna do whatever it takes. Um, the score probably makes it seem a little bit more competitive than it was, but JMU's offense did did move the ball. They were like decently productive. Um, they settle for a field goal, which ends up being blocked. That this could have been 41-51. Like they were actually in this game. The JMU defense was totally physically outclassed against that Oregon offense that could really just do whatever it wanted. So I don't think there was really a world where they could win this game without a turnover. But
a few.
exactly, yeah. But they represented themselves well. Oregon,
Yeah.
you did what you're supposed to do. I don't know. I don't have much to say other than that.
I mean, at least I think if you're an Oregon fan, you can take some solace. Well, I mean, obviously you won a playoff game. That's great. That's better than what you did last year. But like the players and coaches were pissed off at the end of the game. They felt like they let JMU get back into it, which they did, and they're not pleased with a 17-point win over this team. So like, hey, light a fire, go, you know, play the hell out of Texas Tech.
Might be end of the road, boys.
Yeah.
That's a
But
good game. I'm excited for that one.
yeah,
Yeah.
big shout out to Alonzo Barnett. He had the only JMU highlight in the first half with a stinger of a pancake on their first drive. He just absolutely leveled a linebacker. That was dope.
That was a
And
linebacker?
maybe it was a lineman. I can't remember. That was a long time ago.
No, I thought he looked skinny. Maybe
It
it's
might
just
have,
that
I don't
green
care
on
who
the
it
green
was.
field.
It was a
Well,
quarterback
I don't know. He
pancake,
was a
dude.
he was a road bump at the end of it.
One note that I did want to say, which is like this one against James Madison in the game, but can we stop the I'm a quarterback who's going to throw the ball deep and it's underthrown, and since the receiver has to come back to the ball, it's just an automatic defensive pass interference. Can we stop doing that? I
Ugh.
don't know. What are we supposed to do? It's getting to the point that I actually think it would be a better strategy than trying to complete the pass. Like, like it's actually impossible. Like it went against James Madison, I think on a third down, and I like blew a gasket. I'm just this is bullshit. I just want someone to ask a ref, what is a defender supposed to do? Is that not uncatchable? Like,
That one was definitely uncatchable.
yeah.
The play that you're talking about was crazy. I mean, the ball was like 10 yards behind the receiver, even if he doesn't get lightly tapped by the defender when he's turning around. Like, you're not
Mhm.
making it to that ball, dude. That's crazy. Doesn't
I'm trying to
matter. I
even
mean,
think of like what a catch on that pass would look like. And it involves like reaching down to your ankle, spying the ball behind your ear, and then taking a couple steps back around the defender. Like I don't yeah. It's like if this is a catchable ball, I want to see someone make that catch on air.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
yeah,
it just triggered me.
I feel like you could have a stipulation like the uh like an uncatchable pass, and you can say quarterback underthrow, you defender, you can do whatever you want. Deckham, I don't care.
Yeah, it needs to be adjusted, but that does. You know what? This brings me to my next point, which moving on to our topic pool, which is everyone's talking about the group of five in the
What, you
playoffs.
don't have more to say about JMU Oregon?
Well, this does come up on that. So let me make this point. Okay, for the group of five in the playoffs, everyone's talking about how they got blown out. A lot of the players on Indiana, the number one team in the country, were on James Madison very recently. Just saying, and they didn't look that bad against Ohio State. So it's not like it's impossible. And typically there wouldn't be two G5 teams. It's not their fault the ACC fucked up. Like
Yep.
um
The ACC had a team capable of winning a playoff game on the road, and that team wasn't even in their championship because of weird tiebreaker rules that they have. Like that's like it's their fault. Blame them for like
Right.
getting a bad game on TV. Like that's by the letter of the rules as they were prescribed. This is the appropriate outcome. Stop complaining about it. It gets sickening.
Yep. And can we not just let a playoff format breathe for like 3 years before we start
we have to
deciding we
constantly
need to
course
make
correct.
wholesale changes? I mean, this is going to be now next year is going to be the third year of the 12 team. If we stay 12, it might be 14, it might be 16. Even if it stays at 12, it's going to be the third time that there's different eligibility, whatever rules in it. Like, can we not just sit with this? Like, I do think that the change from the first year was good, making it straight seeding instead of like automatic buys for the conference champions. I'm cool with that. That makes sense. Um, but like,
Mhm.
I mean, now I think it's already gone through that it's like the four power fives get an automatic bid no matter what, and Notre Dame gets in automatically if they're 12 or higher. Like, again, why are we catering to Notre Dame? They fucking suck, whatever. But if the ACC runs a competent operation, the ACC championship game is Virginia Miami. The winner gets in. JMU is probably not in, and Notre Dame's in. Like,
Sure.
this is
And
no one's fault but the ACC that this is so fucked up.
I mean, and let's be honest, though, in a normal year, Tulane would be the one G5, right? Realistically. The
Right.
team that got in due to extra circumstances played better. Like JMU was better than Tulane. Like so it's like what's your I don't even understand this point we're making. Like
Right.
uh
Yeah.
So I'll just say, like, listen, I'm not gonna sit here and act like the G5 doesn't have a talent gap or that it's realistic that they're gonna win the title. That's rare. But, you know, some years they're gonna have better teams than other years, and that's just how it works. But like that's the same of any other conference, realistically. So,
I
that's
do
my
think while
attitude.
we're here, it's fair to make the point that the best G5 teams now are not going to be as good as the best G5 teams 10 years ago because their best players are constantly taken away from them. So,
Yeah.
but that doesn't really change the fact that, Tulane beat a Heisman winning USC team in the Sugar Bowl like 3 years ago. Like it can still happen even in the modern era. Like having having representation for the G5 makes 60 fan bases have a chance at national relevancy. It makes the whole season better. It makes the regular season more impactful. Like, come on. It's
Also,
really not that bad. It's one spot out of 12. What are we talking about? We're
yeah.
arguing over a 9-3 at-large team getting in. Not us,
Also,
but the discourse.
none of you motherfuckers should even be in the playoff with the chance to win the title. This stupid 12 team playoff format anyway. Get over it. Like Notre Dame, you couldn't make it because the two teams that you got put in over you, you lost to. Like, stop. Um, okay, moving
That's
on.
enough.
Yeah, yes, point made.
It's been
Uh,
done to death.
FCS Montana State versus Montana. Montana State wins 48-23 in the rematch. Um, I just thought this was cool that it was on ESPN and it was like properly promoted and it had like cool hype video. Like it was taken very seriously as a game and as a
Yeah.
rivalry game at that. Just thought it was cool.
I watched this instead of the second half of the Tulane Ole Miss game. It was sick. Montana State
Speaking,
got some killer running backs.
you said that was the move. Like, if the game got a little topsy-turvy, like this game will be on. And even though it was a blowout, it was still like, oh, I'm learning something. I haven't followed this team as closely at all. Now it's like, oh, this is really entertaining. Like
Right.
I get why people are saying like, oh, a G5 playoff would be so fun. Because yeah, like evenly matched football is fun. But if it means like isolating entire swaths of Division 1 football further, like we can't have a second FCS championship happening concurrently to the FBS championship and the actual FCS championship. It makes no sense. And I feel like the conversation gets so toxic when we're actively trying to pair off even more parts of college football into this small little package that can fit on the ABC network of families. The family of ABC channels, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the ACC and the Big 12 are fucking stupid for trying to go along with like minimizing the G5 because you're next, buddy. Like in terms of what's coming 10 to 20 years down the line, like you don't think that the SEC and the Big Ten are gonna try and both put 8 teams into a playoff and call it the national championship? Like they're definitely gonna try and do that. I
They're
think the
getting
ACC and the
squeezed
Big
out
12
right
should
now.
stand with the
They
G5.
they can't do it because of antitrust. The reason the Bowl College Series, the BCS came to be was because the G5 sued and created the G5. The reason the G5 is currently in the playoff is because of antitrust law. And so I don't think they can go that far, but they will do everything up until
They'll
that
fucking
point.
try.
Yeah, they will try. I love that antitrust law came up on college football. Josh, did you have anything before we jump to the transfer portal?
No, I think I'm not tired of the playoff. I'm just very frustrated that the week leading up to these big games, even paying attention to college football media that wasn't our show was so intolerable. And I wish I could talk about one of my favorite things in the world without so many people being the loudest voice in the room saying, "Oh, doesn't it suck right now?" Like it's one thing for there to be some outsider voice that are like, this is actually smelly, and I can tell you why. Like, I'm curious for the contrarian take, but it's like, dude, this is on your network. You're telling me it's bullshit. Like, when will it be serious if right now is bullshit? Like, I hate it. I don't like this. There's a lot of things in college football that you will have to adapt to in the modern era as we talk about our transfer portal topic. Uh, this is just another one of them.
Yep. And to your point about the media, again, I hate doing this. It's exhausting, but you could tell the talking points won out. Every single person from ESPN was saying the exact same thing about all of this. And I mean, we can leave it there. I don't need to. Anyone who paid attention to the last 2 weeks of college football coverage knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I think that's the thing. We're probably preaching to the choir. Like nobody watching our very niche like YouTube and Spotify podcast like is like, "Oh, I wonder what ESPN is saying about college football." You know what they're saying. They're on your social media feed. They're the talking points you get in the break room at work. Like you're familiar. So, I don't know. If you want to blow off some steam in the comments, feel free. If you want to talk about it on a TikTok comment, I'm not gonna ratio you or whatever. I'm not gonna like your comment after your team fucking loses, and and tell you to have a nice night. I'm not gonna post a Joker meme at you. I agree. We're in this together, and college football is fun. That's why you're listening right now in December, ignoring the week of Christmas to talk Tulane. So let's have fun with this thing, even as bad actors insist that we don't.
Well said. All right. Moving on to the transfer portal. We've got some notable quarterbacks, starting with Sam Levitt from Arizona State, which kind of sucks because they've been good, or they were good last season. They were solid this year. He's been
He
a
was
big
hurt.
part of their team. Yeah, but he's leaving now, which really blows. Did we have any possible destinations for Sam Levitt? Do we even think he's a hot commodity, to be honest? Because he's kind of tailored to that style of offense.
I think he's going to be a hot commodity. I mean, he's a quarterback who's shown that he can play high level football like in the conference level and in a playoff game. I mean, there's just not that many of those.
And without help this year. I mean, there was a lot
Yeah.
of the season that he was making it up as he went.
Is Jordan Tyson like still around or is he going to the draft?
I believe he's draft
'Cause I
eligible,
know
but
he
he
was
was
hurt
hurt
like
mid-year.
most of the
Yeah.
year, but
Yeah.
interesting. Anyways,
Josh Hoover also another Big 12 quarterback from TCU looking to move on.
That
TCU's yeah, sorry, continue.
that was the move that made me say, "Hmm." Like I said, modern college football transfer portal is going to happen. But Sam Levitt is a guy that's had nothing but success. He started as a true freshman. He went to the playoff. He won the conference. Josh Hoover is another guy who was on an 8-win team. Was a backup thrust into a starting role in 2023. Got some like real buzz with a 8-9 win season they had in 2024, and then this year had like an 8-win season with some disappointing losses, but was the guy. Was in a place where there's quarterbacks that have thrown the ball around for years. He was trending toward like breaking a bunch of TCU records and everything, being a horned frog for life. And now it's gone. I don't know. Maybe I didn't realize that things like that mattered to me still. I didn't realize that we were at like the point of the transfer portal where the market is so crazy that even quarterbacks that are in good situations are like, I'm leaving a lot of money on the table if I don't see what's out there, even if I'm a 3-year starter, even if I'm the biggest man on campus right now. I gotta roll the dice. Miami could be calling me.
He's pretty good. I think he's the best quarterback on the transfer portal market, personally. Um, I would imagine that he probably makes it onto it like an SEC team, like frankly. I mean, he set the school record for passing yards last year, if I remember correctly. So,
In
yeah,
a
he's
single
awesome.
season?
Yep.
Mm,
I think he got close to 4,000 yards. So, I mean,
Damn near.
he's really
crazy.
good. Yeah, we'll see where he goes. The next guy, Bo Prabula, I don't think he's leaving because he's a hot commodity that could move up. I think he's leaving to uh, get because he was kicked off. He was asked to leave. Let's just say that.
So now Mizzou needs a quarterback, and I'm not sure of their exact situation. Bo Prabula was like the fix, but here he is leaving before the first college football playoff game again. And there's thoughts that he could be following James Franklin of Virginia Tech or something like that. And it's another one of those moves where it's like, dude, you just got here and you won a few games. And
He got hurt though.
even though it wasn't great, it's still like in the past, this level of guy says, "Oh, I'm just lucky to be like a starter in the SEC." And I don't know if he wanted to leave or if, like you said, he was forced out, but it's just crazy. These types of moves Bo Perbula used to be the top option for transfer quarterbacks, like going into a cycle. Like there'd be somebody that finds a better situation and pops. But you're not supposed to see like Bo Perbula being one of a few options. Like go down the list. Like, can we just rattle off some names?
Well, Dylan Raiola, Brendan Sorsby, and Aiden Childs are the and Rocco Becht, but we kind of know where he's going.
Well,
DJ
yeah, we'll talk about
Lagway,
those guys later.
Byron Brown, yeah, but he's not the best at all. I mean, he's not even close to the best among these guys.
I'm like, we're just playing hot potato with quarterbacks.
Yeah, can we? You know what? Let's just talk about the notable names for Dylan Raiola. Where do we think he goes? Do we think he's good or not? Because he's a very polarizing player in that way.
I think he probably lands at a Power Four school. Probably. I mean, we see teams do this all the time where like even when you have a like fine slash mid season as a former 5 star, all the new team will see is former 5 star.
Yeah.
Jackson Arnold, hello. Like he's gonna find a spot and he'll continue being okay. And he's gotta have someone tell him to stop with the Mahomes shit.
I know he kind of feels perfect for Oklahoma in that he'll fuck up like big games, but he's like also like like going out there like like doing all this shit.
Oh,
He'd be very in line with
brother.
John Mateer, you know. It would be a perfect handoff of fuckboy quarterbacks who like
There
mess games
was
up.
there was some rumor that he might consider going to Louisville. And I texted the group chat. I'm like, this would be a supernova in talking points for this show of like combining all of our like angst with Dylan Raiola and like Louisville frustration. Like it's too much. I hope it doesn't happen. To be frank, like I don't think I could handle that for an entire year.
Oh
Speaking of
yeah,
things I can't handle, Rocco left the Cyclones. Uh, It's still a fire sale. We lost two all pro not well, all Big 12 corners in the span of like 48 hours. And I know you know what the most frustrating part is? If they all go to Penn State, I'll hear nothing but like, wow, this Penn State team is so fucking talented. Oh my God. Can you believe how good these guys Oh my God, bro. Like, I swear it's gonna drive me up a wall because they're stars. And I know they're stars. It just matters more now. That's gonna kill me. Rocco Beck walks into Penn State as the best quarterback they've had since
uh McSorley maybe probably he won the Big Ten.
Hey, Come
and
on,
he's not a
Aller had
quarterback.
national TV ad campaigns, man. That dude's awesome.
Well, do we
I
know that
it
Rocco
makes
Becht
me
is going to
sick.
Penn State? Do we
I would
actually
think
know that?
I would think he is. I mean, it's December 22nd at 7:02 p.m. Central Standard Time. With a transfer portal, that means something. Uh the fact that we even know guys are going in the portal and that doesn't open until January 2nd is kind of crazy. But when that 2 weeks arrives, it'll be a free for all. Like all these moves have to happen. There's no more spring window. Like everything's got to happen in a couple weeks. So there's going to be a lot of change. I'm glad we could have this like snapshot to be like DJ Lagway is going to be discussed as like the savior of some program.
Yeah, I don't know
And
why. I have no idea
it's
why.
whether it's the Raging Cajuns or it's Michigan. I don't know, but it's it's somebody's going to do that. I don't know who it's going to be, but someone's going to do that, and I think it'll just be a sight to see when it happens, as
I
we
think
see another
it's gonna
off-season
be
cycle.
it's gonna be really funny on the first day of the portal when like 75% of the quarterbacks immediately go somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Lagway is going to disappoint some fan base. Like I have no fucking idea. Like he wasn't even good in college. This is like the type of guy that would get drafted who I know sucks, but like this guy, I mean, he was he was the number one QB recruit, wasn't he? In his year, I want to
Probably
say
at some point.
he was above Julian Sand, I want to say. Um, and the new Florida coaching staff was like, no, like I do not want you can't play. I'm sorry. Um, we'll see where
I
he
think
goes.
I think of the names that we're looking at, DJ Lagway looks like he's the most primed to get the Jackson Arnold Memorial Award for failed SEC quarterback that stays in the SEC and continues to be bad.
If he becomes the Auburn quarterback,
He's
this
not going
would
to be the Auburn
be.
quarterback. I'm not going to allow that to happen. I'll make January
I
Uh,
6th look
DM'd
like a
John
fucking
not
fish
long
show.
ago saying that DJ Lagway and Byron Brown need to be in the same quarterback room. There's a lot they could learn from each other.
Byron Brown is just the better DJ Lagway, like literally every
He's so
way. Like I
good.
would rather have him in
Yes.
every context. Like, uh, speaking.
Byram can get some fresh perspective and DJ can see like, oh, that's how I'm supposed to be.
Nah,
Like I get
nah.
it.
The
Speaking.
vision the
Hmm.
vision is you get Byron Brown on the plains, you have him for 1 year, you pay Deuce Knight enough money for him to stay, and you have him learn from Byron Brown instead of learning from Jackson Arnold, and then it really gets cooking. It's coming.
Speaking of
Byron Brown
Auburn,
is probably the best quarterback in the portal to me.
He's the
he's
swaggiest. I don't give a fuck about best.
he's
Fuck
top
everything.
three. He's top three.
I trust a G5 riser a lot more than a Power 5 quarterback who just wants a change of scenery.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, he's definitely the most like reliable in what he's probably going to give you. But I,
And honestly, that's more from an Auburn perspective, I guess, than an overall portal perspective, just because I know what Byron Brown can do in a goalish offense because we've
mhm,
seen it for the last 3 years. So like,
right, right. Well, moving on to well,
Oh, sorry. I wanted to say one last thing. Uh, just like circling back on, like I see the name Brendan Sorsby, and I think this is Cincinnati's quarterback. He's so Cincinnati. He could not be anywhere else but Cincinnati. And at having a year where they pop off and win 9 games with Brendan Sorsby feels correct. I can't believe that Brendan Sorsby thinks enough of himself to say, you know what I need? I need somebody better than Cincinnati so I can elevate another program. I don't see it happening. And I feel like there used to be value in being the guy that just happened to be the guy somewhere who stays and breaks all the records. So everyone in that radius thinks this guy's fucking a hero. I have Monday Night Football turned on right now. Brock Purdy's about to play against the Indianapolis Colts. And I would do anything for Brock Purdy. That's my fucking guy. I almost cried when he lost the Super Bowl. I feel so blessed that I've been able to see one of my favorite players that I watched in college keep playing ball now. It feels like a true privilege. It makes my day brighter. If Brock Purdy was a Cyclone quarterback, he would be leaving in today's world. I don't know if I can handle that. I don't know what the next generation of local legend, like campus all star, looks like. I feel like we are finding a dollar value because the market is crazy and guys should pursue the chances to get a bag. But it also means we are finding out that there is a real limit on how much local celebrity matters because Will Howard is the perfect example. He is a K-State quarterback. He was there during their COVID year when they suited up against Iowa State in a game that should not have happened. Will Howard was there. So when you're going down to the last minute against your last game against Texas in 2023, you want Will Howard to be there because you're a K-State fan and that's one of your guys. So when he transfers and goes to Ohio State, he is, the 1 year rental we got at Ohio State and good job not fucking it up. That's the legacy. I feel like we found out that legacy is just hokum for sports writers.
This is such an old head rant. This is insane. You are so mad.
I'm fine. I'm fine being the old head rant. I feel like a part of what I like about college football, I didn't realize I was hanging on to it, but it became real to me today that guys that would not be on the market are. Being Brendan Sorsby and being a Cincinnati guy that is in Skyline Chili ads for the rest of your life used to be good enough. Now it is not.
Sure. I mean, also the caveat in your
Skyline
rant
chili sucks.
about
I
how
wanna say
we.
that.
Brendan Sorsby kind of sucks, but he's fucking Cincinnati's. That's exactly what I mean.
But here's okay. Only one thing, which is in your rant. In your rant, you said that they were supposed to support them all going to get their bag why? I don't fucking care if they make money or not. It makes zero fucking difference to me. I don't care. I refuse to advocate for bag chasing. It has fucked up enough of society. I will not think it is not good, and I'm not going to act like it's good. That's all I have to say.
As the brother of a D1 athlete, if my brother says, I have a $2 million deal on the table, I like my situation, but I don't like it that much. How am I going to tell him?
Sure, he can do it. I'm just not able to
you
like
got to
it.
put on for Tulsa.
You just did that rant. You just did on the whole we should put on for Tulsa.
That's the
Choose
thing.
a side.
I understand
Choose a
it.
side. All right,
I understand it. I understand I understand
I don't care.
personal
No.
decision, but it's also kind of sad.
Sure. Anyway, points have been made. On to the first round of the
No. There's
Oh,
one more
second
quarterback
round.
on here. There's
Who's-
one more quarterback on here.
Oh, right, Ashton Daniels, who's leaving
Ashton
Auburn.
Daniels.
Oh no.
He's gonna be a fine quarterback somewhere where he goes. He did a good job when he stepped in for Auburn after, maybe like 4 games too late for Hugh Freeze to save his job after we all knew Jackson Arnold was ass. But fuck this guy, dude. Are you kidding me?
What did he do to you? I don't understand.
Auburn did this guy a massive favor by leaving him on the bench so he could preserve his red shirt against the FCS team, and you just immediately leave. Like, I don't know why our coaching staff did that for this dude. Like, fuck this guy, man. What you are given a whole nother year to go and make your money, play college football, whatever. Where's the fucking loyalty, man? Like, and this is a what's great is that this is like purely hypothetical because this is a dude who I didn't even want to be my starting quarterback next year. I'm just personally butthurt at him because of how we did this dude a massive solid. And then he's just like, fuck you guys, I'm out.
In his
Fuck this
defense,
guy. He is a
the
fine quarterback, but fuck him.
in his defense, the coaching staff who did him that is not. I mean, it's a different
The
coaching
coaching
staff coming
staff that
in.
did that is still there. It was DJ Durkin. He's still our defensive coordinator.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess in that sense, sure,
Ooh.
fine. Okay, yeah, fuck him. Whatever. I'm
Yeah, okay.
anti-college athlete
That's all
anyway.
he
Whatever.
deserves. Fuck
That's
that guy.
that's my
You know,
position.
I already had one old man rant. I can't squash yours, dude. Like,
All right, on to round two of the playoff. I would say all these games are sorry.
do we not want to talk about Kyle Whittingham?
We can talk about Kyle Willingham. I don't have anything to say other than
He's Michigan's next head coach.
well, nah.
You know what? Yeah,
jump
fuck
into
it.
that. No,
Let's
he
do
wouldn't.
it. Yeah, why not? They need a new guy, steady culture. He went to BYU, dude. He's a
And he's-
solid guy.
He's
Dude, they're, like, about to be
totally
sanctioned.
unaffiliated with anything to do with Harbaugh's. Like,
They're about to be sanctioned. There's no way he's going to Michigan.
yeah. They're not
Kyle
gonna be
Whittingham
sanctioned.
guided a team from the Mountain West to the Pac-12 to the Big 12.
No, it's not that he's not good. I'm saying Michigan's not good.
I'm
not
saying one last job to come in and fix it, to be the
Yeah.
adult in the room. Here's what Kyle Whittingham said about him stepping away from Utah. This is a quote. I'm a free agent. I'm in the transfer portal. Like I said, I'm at peace, and I did not want to be that guy that overstayed his welcome with people saying, hey, when's this guy going to leave? That was not my intention ever. I hope I didn't do that. I'm sure with some people I did do that, but the timing to me, timing is right. End quote. Who sounds like that?
That's
Who
a
at that
crazy quote.
age in politics, in business, in sports says, you know what? I'm good. You know,
But
I've
I'm
done
not-
a lot. It's time to step away.
To say I'm good but not I'm done is crazy. Like the fact that he's not just straight up retiring, I can't believe it. The only reason I say the Michigan thing is because he's like the only successful head coach right now who hasn't already been extended or signed with a new team. He's available. Michigan needs someone. Michigan has a fuck ton of money. So like, yeah, it's kind of a fucked situation and everyone on that team is going to transfer out. Michigan's going to be bad for a couple years here, but like can they not just pay Witt like $10 million and be like, hey, come on, fix our culture, dude? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they'd be lucky to have him. I'm just like,
That would be like the best they could do out of this. I don't think they're gonna get it done, but
3
True.
years of Kyle Whittingham, and the medicine just goes down. And then you find another cycle. And he's familiar with doing a head coach in waiting. He could do it there.
well, my thing is just like he would be the best head coach by far on the market, even with any of these guys extended or whatever. Like he's incredible. But my thing is just like, dude, if he's willing to walk away from Utah just because he's like private equity, I don't want to deal with this. I don't think he's going to Michigan immediately after that to deal with more bullshit. Like I
They
think
align philosophically, though. Michigan did say, I don't want to do private equity. The board of directors is totally on the same page as him.
his philosophy is he doesn't want a headache, not specifically private. I'm just like, this guy doesn't seem to be that money motivated. Like you know,
Dude, he's a tenured professor that doesn't have to listen to the dean. Who's the athletic director to him? Like, you're nothing. I'm doing you a favor.
yeah.
I could,
Yeah.
I could be in anywhere. Kyle Whittingham's a boss, dude, and he's handsome too. They'd be intimidated. He could run this shit. He's beating Ryan Day too.
We'll see where he goes. I don't think he's going to go anywhere for this year or probably next year. I think he's
he
just gonna
could
pick a
he could
spot.
have the pick of the litter next year for any opening. Like
Yeah, he'll pick a spot. I don't see why he would He's not desperate. Yeah, he's gonna take his time. But I mean, I guess Michigan's not a. I mean, it's a good job resource wise, but yeah.
Oh,
The
here's a
total
galaxy
shit show.
brain landing spot for Kyle Whittingham. UNC next year, when the Bill Belichick experiment goes wrong, he just brought in Bobby Petrino.
Hell
So,
yeah. Hell
so
yeah.
they're gonna want another juice cleanse. Kyle Whittingham comes in and saves the day. Until he retires, he's my answer for everything.
All right. Well, moving on to round two of the playoffs. We have first game Ohio State versus Miami in the Cotton Bowl. I'm gonna let you guys go first. John, who do you think's gonna win this?
I think Ohio State's gonna win. I mean, yeah, it's chalk, whatever. But like Miami's a really good football team. I was very impressed by their defensive line play. I mean, I know that they have these two stud defensive ends, but like the fact that they didn't really let Marcel Reed do that much on the ground. Yeah, I know he picked up a few conversions and stuff, but like they stayed home on their QB contain. They didn't over pursue. Like they're a really good football team, and I'm saying all of this because I don't want them to think that I'm shitting on them because I think they're gonna lose. Just Ohio State's really good. I don't know.
What do you think, Josh?
One of the first games I can remember watching, like as a kid, like before I knew the rules of football or how it worked, I knew Ohio State should win every game, and that's just the way it is. When they lost to Miami in the 2003 national championship, I guess, or the Tostitos Bowl or whatever,
I'm gonna
it
say it's the Orange Bowl.
that's right. They played multiple times, I think.
Yeah. But anyway, continue.
But
Sorry.
the 2003 is the one I remember. That was one of the things that just like lit a neuron in my brain. Like, oh, I like Brutus versus this Duck thing. I like this
Don't
uniform matchup. I like
don't
that.
disrespect Sebastian the Ibis like that.
Hey, that's 2003 me talking. All right, I didn't know what he was. I wasn't into birds yet. That's how early it was. Like this is like college football sports writer wet dream matchup. And I didn't realize how happy I was that it was happening. I think Ohio State wins. I think if Miami's going to play in a box like that, then they're not going to pull it off.
So, I think Miami's gonna win this. I'm picking the Miami upset here. Okay, here's my case as to why I think this is possible. Julian Saint can't run away fast, and Miami's defensive line is really good, and Ohio State's defense is really good, and nobody's going to score in this game, and it's going to be like a stupid football game. And I think that Miami's going to win the stupid football game. I think Miami is going to drag them down into their stupid world where no one can score and pull it out. Um, I don't want to say Miami can run the ball in Ohio State because I think Ohio State's front seven's insane. But I don't think Ohio State's offense is going to be able to pass the ball the way they want to because Miami's defensive line is really good. And I feel like Miami's going to force a turnover in this game that's going to swing it. But it's like a gut shot pick. I mean, Ohio State should be the favorite in this game. They are in theory the more complete team.
My favorite thing about Miami beating A&M is that it gives us every game that Miami wins and has to play in the playoffs gets me closer to my final goal of seeing a Mario Cristobal game management masterclass in a playoff game. I want to see him hand the ball off when he's supposed to kneel in a playoff game. I think it would be so fucking funny. And I gave him credit for the A&M game. I think he did a good job in that. But like, we all know it's in there. I want to see it at some point this year.
I feel like because Ohio State played in the and Ohio State played a version of that Texas A&M Miami game against Indiana. It was a little bit better executed. I mean, maybe because it was indoors, but I feel like because they've had the experience of playing one of those like first one to flinch loses games, and because Miami has played that too, I think we're in for another like low scoring, like first one to fuck up, fate like loses sort of situations. And when you put it like that, I look at Carson Beck and think, okay, all right, this is how it's gonna happen.
Don't let me convince you that Miami can win this game. I'm
No,
picking
no,
Miami as a fluke to win this game. Like
no. When I was thinking about this earlier today and yesterday, I remember thinking like, I this one smells kind of funny, just because I wasn't used to seeing Ohio State only score 10 points. Like, even if
Mhm.
it was Indiana, I'm like, they left a lot on the field last time we saw them suit up. So I'm sure they're like champing at the bit to have that not happen again. But just because you're focused doesn't mean it's going to be the Tennessee game again.
Is this Miami team the best defensive line that Ohio State's played all season?
Probably.
I want to say maybe not the best front seven. I'd probably give that to Indiana, but as a pure pass rushing defensive line, I'd probably say Miami. That's why I think, I mean, like, I don't think Julian Saint's that good when he's pressured, and I really think Miami's going to get a lot of pressure. So they really got to run the rock this game to win, and that's exactly the type of game Miami wants to play. So I
I don't
think,
know. Sorry, I was just thinking about the Michigan game where Ohio State was just sitting in base and looking great doing it. I don't think you can do that against Miami, so I do like that matchup. Like, but
they've
I
got
don't
a
know. I
puncher's
feel like
chance.
Ohio State. Yeah, Miami has a chance, but Ohio State pulls it out is my final thought. But you did touch on something I was thinking but couldn't verbalize earlier today.
Yeah. Next game, Texas Tech versus Oregon in the Orange Bowl. This one kind of breaks my heart. Uh, Josh, why don't you go first?
I made the mistake of sitting in on some TikTok lives from the podcast account, just hoping to advertise, talk ball with some people. Maybe like, oh yeah, yeah, we're on a show, the at Claw State Pod on TikTok, so people can see, I guess, what I'm doing. But I was in an Alabama and Georgia fan live. And the way that they talked about Texas Tech, there's this one Texas Tech fan, they were just teeing off and they're like, "What's your record against Oklahoma?" I'm like, that's irrelevant. Like, this is a new era of college football. Anything pre Cody Campbell for Texas Tech does not apply. Like, any criticism of this team that doesn't begin with, like, I don't know. Maybe they're not as deep because the investment that they made into their like high money recruits could cause Joey McGuire to force a guy out there that's not ready. That's it. That's all I got for you. So this is real big boy ball, and I'm very excited to see. I like Dante Moore more than I like Baron Morton. I trust him to make a big time throw when they need it. That being said, Big 12 needs this one. I can't think of anything else. Please, God, please.
So you're picking Texas Tech?
I'm picking Texas Tech and I'm praying. I'm praying for the big money billionaire team. I know.
Well, I mean, the Knight fucking Phil Knight is the backer of Oregon, so it's not that it's two billionaires. But anyway, yeah, John, what were you?
Are these the two most like notable single billionaire funds the entire operation programs in the country?
Probably. Yeah, probably. I'd
Probably.
say so. I mean, Michigan has Oracle, I guess.
Give me the Raiders, boy. Give me him. Give me him. I just it's very it's a hard pick because I think both these teams are really good. I think out of everyone in like the 5 to 12 neighborhood, Oregon has the best chance of like winning the national title. they're a really good team. Texas Tech is an awesome football team. I think this is going to be a really fun game, but I think Tech pulls it out in the end.
So this one breaks my heart because I'm picking Oregon and I like really wanted Texas Tech. I really wanted to pick Texas Tech because they've been such a fun story.
You can
But
just do it.
here's my case, which is that Texas Tech has to win in one way, and I don't think they're going to be able to force that way to happen. Which is like their defensive front seven's really good. And quarterbacks that aren't elite can't play against that front seven and survive. But Oregon has an elite QB. And then I look at Texas Tech's offense and it's like so like boom or bust when I watch them. And I just think Oregon's like a more balanced, more complete team. I feel like they can win a shootout. They can win a slugfest. They've got the better quarterback. I just feel like I feel like Oregon's the more balanced football team, so I'm gonna say Oregon.
Hey
Sorry,
man,
what?
you can win a national championship with a non-elite quarterback. Look at the last two. It's fucking Will Howard and nine. Are you kidding me?
True, true, but I just feel like
But for this
Texas.
game, for this one game, yes.
Well, just Texas Tech's offense is like so spotty to me. Like they're either hitting home runs or just like three and out. It feels like at times.
Mm.
Um, I don't know. What do you think, Josh?
I think Oregon had every shot was falling for them last week. Even against, G5 competition, it's still like very tough to have a damn near perfect first half like you did. I've seen Texas Tech win grinders. I've seen them blow people out. I'm just pleased this is a good game.
Yeah,
I feel like I'll be really disappointed if this turns out like Texas A&M Miami because I'm like, that's not who you guys are. Come on.
I think it will because listen, Oregon's receivers look good against JMU. I don't think they'll look amazing against Texas Tech. But I don't think Texas Tech's going to look amazing against Oregon's defense. So I do think this is going to be I think there's going to be a lot of rock fights. Between this and the Ohio State Miami game, like I think we're looking at two very low scoring football games. Um,
That's
but I
right. Crab ball taking over.
but I just think Oregon has more tools in the toolbox to win this game. That's what I'll say. Anything else on this one?
How do you dictate terms if you're Texas Tech? I know running the ball is very important. Cameron Dickey needs to have a great game because we trust Oregon to have a great game on the ground. But if you're Joey McGuire, what are you saying you have to do?
You can't let Oregon run the ball. I would go single safety. I don't trust their receivers. I would just load the box, play to kill.
Mm,
Because I force Oregon to play like a bunch of quick screens, test you athletically east west with your defense, which you know is really good. Challenge them to go over the top on you, but I don't think they're gonna have enough time to do that. That's what I would do. And offensively, yeah, offensively I have no answers. I don't know what you can do. Like I just don't think your offense is that good. I'm sorry.
John
John agrees.
agrees.
John agrees with my
Yep.
game plan. Um, yeah.
I'm wondering if you lean on the strength of your linebackers. Do you commit your safeties to the passing game and then hope that Oregon, if they're going to run the ball, if they're going to play a rock fight intentionally, I feel like you not let them do that, but I feel like that's the preferable plan. I don't want Dante Moore like airing it out on me. I feel like that's the dimension I'm more afraid of. But I don't know.
I don't
It's
think he'll have
really
time.
picking
Yeah.
your poison talking about their offense. But defensively, I'm just like, I think you could be stuck in a situation where I don't want Baron Morton to think this game's about him.
Yeah. I
Is
mean,
he getting the training wheels?
it's gonna come down to which QB is better. I think it's just a QB situation. I just think Dante Moore's better. I mean, it's gonna be. I like Texas Tech's receivers better, but we'll we'll see.
Really?
They're pretty good. They're pretty good, like deep ball guys, jump ball guys.
I mean, I've seen them make a lot of contested catches, but like, there's a lot of contested
Every
catches.
everyone on Oregon is hurt in the receiver room. They do not have they do not
Oh,
have receivers.
okay.
Yeah, that's a big limiting factor for them. But anyway, we'll move on. The next game was Indiana versus Alabama in the Rose Bowl. Um, I'm gonna go first on this one, boys. I'm really sorry, but I have a question for you guys. What conference is Indiana playing?
The Big
Big
Ten.
Ten,
And what conference does Alabama play in?
the SEC, Paul.
I'm picking Alabama, babe, boys. That's literally all they play in the SEC. They're gonna win the football game. Talent composite is evil and wins again. Yeah, I don't know. I'm picking an upset. Indiana's a better football team, and they probably win this game 9 out of 10 times. But Alabama's receivers are pretty sick, and it can happen.
Tell you
Indiana's
what,
going to be the best team that Alabama's played all year. I think that's an important thing to note.
I would say, well, I guess they played Georgia twice, so it's kind of hard to like suss that
Yeah.
out. But talent wise, I think they're just more talented than Indiana, which sucks to say. Like I kind of think the talent composite thing is kind of real on this one.
I disagree because I mean Alabama and Ohio State are damn near identical in that metric, and
They almost
Oregon's
lost.
pretty close too, and Indiana will beat both of those teams. Like
Yeah, listen, I said 9 out of 10 times Indiana will win.
that's true.
I'm picking the Ty Simpson factor. I am the only person in the country that has consistently been really
That
high on
dude
Ty,
sucks.
Ty Simpson. I think he's pretty good.
I feel like we just watched Ty Simpson play his best game in a long time.
Hmm.
I don't think he's going to follow it up with an encore performance against a very good defense as my cat crawls in the background of the counter.
But can we mention the coaching factor, which is Kalen DeBoer is pretty good in big games in terms of game plan. Like his teams really do play well. Um, this is a big game. Indiana hasn't played. You know, Alabama played the SEC title and then had to play immediately on the road. I kind of think there's like a bye week factor here. Like I don't I wonder if the bye week helps when it comes to the playoff because last year it didn't. I don't know. It's just there's some mental factors where I'm throwing it in the sauce.
I see. I've got Indiana because I think that Alabama's complete inability to run the football is you can beat a team that doesn't have an offense like Oklahoma like that. The difference is that Indiana has a really good offense
Yeah,
on
they
top
have.
of a good defense. Like
You're almost talking me. You could have just said checkmate. Alabama still
I'm
can't
picking
run
Indiana. I
still
mean,
can't run the ball.
Yeah, I think that's the thing about Indiana. Like they've had their like really uber efficient nights where everything's working, but they've also had times where it's like, okay, can we get 2 yards when we need 2 yards? Can we extend a drive and grind down a defense and then cash in on it in the fourth quarter when we really need to? And I mean, maybe they have a Penn State game and that hurts them, but Penn State was able to shorten the game. Alabama can't. Unless maybe they go five wide and eliminate Indiana's crazy pass rush. I did hear Stephen Daly was going to be out, and he's like one of their best rushers. So if maybe they're missing a couple pressures a game and that shows up, but I think Indiana has more margin for error. I've seen Alabama struggle with way worse teams.
I know.
Indiana has too, but still.
This pick by me is fucking atrocious. I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, well, fuck it. Alabama will win. They're Alabama. It's a stupid fucking game. Like,
stay on business.
I hope Indiana wins. I hope everyone makes fun of me, but
Well, you started off with the joke about like the conference loyalty, and
What was that
I
guy?
was thinking,
yeah,
well,
continue.
yeah, the joke. Uh, I was thinking right away. I'm like, you know what? Alabama wins this game. I'm gonna take everything I have and just invest it all in Tesla. Like that's the same thing. I'm not worried about the future. I'm not worried about any like morality. I just don't care. Like that's what happens. Like Alabama beats Indiana in their first ever Rose Bowl. Like Fernando Mendoza just cries and
First
they
since
meme him.
1967. Gotta make that clear.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I just assumed. I was I was 55 years off, but hey, 58.
Well, the next game was Georgia versus Ole Miss in the Sugar Bowl rematch. I um I'm not sure. Ole Miss is firing on all cylinders. They played well all season. They've really taken care of business. They played Georgia in Athens, scored on every single drive except one, and that was enough to lose the game. So Georgia's playing better right since that game. I'm not sure. What do you guys think?
I've got Georgia. I think that yes, Ole Miss had a really good shot to beat Georgia earlier this year, but the amount that Georgia has improved since the early and middle parts of this season is significant, I think. And I think Ole Miss has just been a pretty consistent high level football team the whole year. Um, Georgia's improvement over the last, like, call it 5 weeks of the regular season, on top of them absolutely smacking Alabama in the SEC championship, just has me thinking that we won't see the exact same game play out in this rematch the way we did with the Tulane Ole Miss rematch. Um, I think Georgia is just a better football team, and they're playing really well right now, and it pains me to say it.
Josh?
Uh, I think there's two scripts for this game. One is Ole Miss has a new coach. They come out with a new game plan. They instead of instead of Georgia being the one that just rides Nate Frazier to body blow drives that kill the clock and keep the game close, it's Ole Miss that seeks to do that. Instead of hitting the A gap, they're scrambling with Trinidad. I think that's a version of the game. Another version of the game is Georgia figured something out and now starts from there and just rolls over them. I think that one feels more likely in that I've seen Georgia like improve this season where Ole Miss has been consistent, sure, but I've seen that consistency come to a point against this team. So I don't know if we're gonna get a good game. I feel more confident in the other games, but I feel like Georgia's the safer bet.
So I think this game will be close, but it'll be close in a different way than last time, which is that last time they played, both offenses were on fire, and Georgia's defense made the one drive stop that they needed to win the football game. Since then, Georgia's defense played a lot better, especially generating pass rush and especially just stopping the run. Georgia's offense has played a lot worse. They did not play well against Georgia Tech. They didn't play well against Florida. They didn't play well against Alabama. Against Alabama, it was the defense just playing Super Saiyan mode that led to that blowout. Georgia's offense was not great in that. I think I think Georgia's defense will stop Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss's defense will stop Georgia. I just think at the end of the day, it's going to be who's deeper and who can run the ball in the third and fourth quarter. That's probably, I would say it's Georgia in that scenario. That'll be the difference. I think it'll be close, but I think it'll be low scoring as opposed to the first matchup. So
Man,
I know I'm
so
picking a lot of lost.
we're in for like 50 total points between these second round games.
Well, I predict that. I could be wrong, and every single game goes 73 to 70, but we'll see. But I think that's a
Ethical ball, 13-10 all around.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I do think this is the lamest matchup of the round because it's just a rematch. Like it's kind of lame and kind of a predictable rematch unless Tulane had really pulled something out there. So that kind of sucks. Every other game I'm like super looking forward to, and of course I'm looking forward to this because I'm a Georgia fan. But like this does suck to watch. Like I wish we could swap Texas Tech and or Oregon and Ole Miss and have that instead of this. But yeah,
Nah, I like this. I don't. As far as rematches go, this is one where I remember feeling like I was on to something when I picked Ole Miss, and watching that like fall off was like, what? No! Like I remember patting myself on the back in real time as they lost that game on the road. So now I'm like, I kind of want to see it again. I want to see what happens here now that it's been like what, 2 months since the last matchup.
yeah.
Like, you know, preferably no rematches, find a new one. But as far as rematches go, this was a game I feel could have gone either way.
Well, we'll see. I think we can call it there. Anyone else have anything before we call it?
Yes, these quarterfinal games all should be on campus. Fuck the bowl games.
Oh yeah, dude.
Should be
Like,
on campus and not on fucking New Year's Eve for most of them. Stop trying to steal my night. Like, fuck off. Do it all on
No,
New Year's
most
Day.
3 of the 4 are on New Year's Day.
I know, but the anyway, fine. We'll leave it there.